right, here we go. You know, it's something, you're stuck now. You've got to join us for this. It's something we cannot talk enough about, though. Some children spend more time trying to figure out where they're going to sleep or where their next meal is coming from than how they're going to get their homework done. It's a reality for thousands of kids in our area. And we have USF Health pediatric psychologist Dr. Heather Gotzi with us this morning to look at this topic. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it very much. This is a problem that I've been aware of it, but I don't think I've been aware until recently of how big it is, how many kids don't have enough to eat, how many kids may well be homeless and are still trying to go to school. How does it affect them?
It has a major impact on their ability to be successful. We have over 1 million students in our nation who are considered homeless each year. And of those kids, about 10% of them never even enroll in school, when school could actually be one of the safest places that these kids could have to go to on a daily basis.
I would imagine, though, it's got to be hard if you're living, like we're seeing in a tent there, or I've learned of kids living in their family cars to get it together enough to go into a school and try and learn. I mean, as you say, that's a safe place for them, but there's gotta be some inspiration to do that, right?
Yeah, you have to get there, and there are some major barriers to getting there. Think of all the paperwork you need to register for your child for school. You need to have their birth certificate, their social security number. For many of these children, that's not a reality. Most of these children, they come from single parent, female-headed households. About 90% are single mothers, so they're families of poverty. The vast majority of these women have serious mental illness or substance and drug abuse. So having their children's important paperwork on file to register for school is already a barrier. We do have federal legislation in our country in the form of the McKinney-Vento Act.
Which I just recently heard about.
Right, that is federal legislation that says these students are entitled to a free and appropriate education. And it actually funds programs through states and down into school districts to serve the needs of these homeless children. In our local school district, we have the HELP program, Help for Students in Transition program, and that is here in Hillsborough County Public Schools, and they provide a range of supports to help get these students into school, but keep them in school or help them transition successfully between schools, because the reality is they move a lot.
Yeah, and also I would imagine if you're coming from a situation and into a school where you've also got kids who do have a healthy home situation, those kids have to be, in some ways at least resentful, have some negative feelings. I mean, you've got behavioral issues you're going to contend with too, right?
It's difficult for them to blend in. They often feel stigmatized. They often have lower self-esteem, higher rates of anxiety, some depression, and all of those factors make it really difficult for them to interact with peers.
We're going to have to go quickly, but I want to ask you if you think you're seeing, if your child comes home and says, "Hey, I think something's not right, and this kid's not clean, does not have everything he or she needs," or maybe you notice it, who do you tell?
Tell your parents, tell the school, tell the guidance counselor, the principal, the assistant principal, any administrator in the school. Tell the classroom teacher.
Because we need to stress one more time, there is help.
There is.
I mean, you can't necessarily solve the problem, but you can at least help these kids, right?
Absolutely, and there are community resources as well. So USF has a clinic in Ybor City that serves a lot of these children, provides medical care for free. Lazy Days, mobile homes or RVs, and they have a program. Yes, they have an initiative for homeless youth over on I-4.
One of the saddest things we heard recently, we had a back-to-school drive, and we had a school resource person in here, and we were talking about backpacks, donating backpacks for a school supply drive, and she told us, she said, some of these kids use those backpacks for their suitcase.
Right.
That's what their clothes are in.
Right.
It's got to me.
Yes. It's very difficult.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Take care. Come back anytime, will you?
Thank you. I will.
Thank you. Hey, Dave, what's going on, man?